Today we are going to discuss your back exercise of chapter 6. First question given in your book is write a program to input three numbers and display the greatest and the smallest of two numbers. Three values you have to take the three value from the user and find out the smallest value and the greatest value between the three numbers. To find out the maximum value, for that we have to use which function, that is math.max. To find out the maximum value between the two values, for that we have to use math.max. If we want to find out the minimum value between the two value or between the two arguments, for that we have to use math.min function to find out the minimum value out of two argument. Now here we are passing the three number. Between the three number we have to find out the greatest and the smallest value by using the math.max function and math.min function. For that I have created a program. Because we are passing a value through the user, that's why I have import the package util, because scanner class will exist in the util package. Import java.util.star. Here I have a class name. I have given public class min function, public static void main. From our program execution will start or our program will run, that is the main function. Here I have created the scanner class object because I am passing the value through the user at the runtime. Here double ABC, I have taken a three variable because we are passing a three value through the user at the runtime. All are of double data type, means we are passing fractional value, a value, b value and c value. A value system.out.println, enter the value of a. We are passing the value of a through the user of double data type, means fractional value we are passing. Just for example, I have passed the value of a is 87.0 in the variable a. In the same way, I have passed the value of b in the second variable with the name of b. The value is 65.0. Just for example, I am writing in the comment area the values. Third value I have passed the value for the c is 34.0. In between these three values, you have to compare to find out the maximum value and the smallest value between the three values which are passed through the user at the runtime. To finding the maximum value between the three values, we have to use math.max function to find out the maximum value between the different arguments. In math function we can pass just two arguments, a and b. First I pass here a and b to compare these two values. Whatever the result will come between the two values, that is a and b, maximum value is 87. Output a will come, that will goes to the variable x. Now we are comparing the x value with the third variable with the name of c. Now comparing the 87 value with 34, now output will come 87 again, that answer will goes to the variable y. Now maximum number will come between 87 and 34 is your, that is 87. 87 will be the maximum value by comparing three value each other by using the max function, because we are passing we can pass just two argument in the main function. That's why I have written a and b. Now whatever the output will come, I am comparing that value with the variable c. Now final output will come in the variable y. Now in the same way, you have to compare two values by using min function to find out the smallest value. First we are comparing a and b by using the min function. The output will come, a value is 87. We are, just for example, b value is 65. Output will come here 65. 65 will goes to the variable I. Now we are comparing I with the c variable. C value we have passed 34 and the I value will become 65. 65 and 34, smallest value will be 34. Output will goes to the variable j of double data type, because it will return the value in the required argument. Whatever the argument we have passed, in the same format it will return the output. The maximum value between the three number is y. Why we are printing a y here? Because final output will come in the variable y. In the same way, we are printing here minimum value. That output will come in the variable j. Minimum number is j. Now I will show you their execution part. First you have to Save your program with the help of shortcut key, that is Ctrl plus S. Now compile your program. You can see at the bottom of the window no syntax error will be there. It means your program is correct. Close. Now execute your program. Right click on the program, choose option void main, because from program will execute from the main function. Passing the value of the argument, enter the value of a value have given here, just for example 3, b value have given 6, and the c value have given a. First it will return the maximum value between the three numbers, that is 6.0. because we have passed the value in the double data type, it will return the output in the fractional format, and the minimum value is 1 between the three argument or three value which we have passed in the function. Now I think all of you clear how to use max and the min function and first program of your book. Now next we are going to discuss your second program. Write a program to calculate and display the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle by taking the perpendicular and the base as an input. You have to take perpendicular and the base as an input, and the value to find out the value of h. And the formula is given in your book also. H is equals to square root of p square plus b square. In this, square root is using in the function, then we have to use mathematical function, that is math dot square root. Because we are passing the value of perpendicular and base through the user at the runtime, we have to import the package util, because we are passing the value through the user and scanner class exists in the util package. Here we have created a program with the name of class with the name of q2 question 2, just for example. Public static void main, our program will execute from the main function. Scanner sc new scanner system dot in. We are taking three different variables: perpendicular, base, hypotenuse. And all are of double data type. Here we have to pass the value of perpendicular and base through the user at the runtime. Both we have passed the value of base and the perpendicular of fractional value we have taken, because we have taken a double data type that will accept the value in the fractional format and return the output in the double data type, that is fractional format. Now formula is given over there, math dot square root given in your book. P square is not, we are not able to write p square in the program. For that you have to multiply p into p, or you can use instead of p into p, or you can use right here also math dot, sorry, m will be a capital because math is a class, math dot power function we are using p comma 2, because p is the number and their power will be a 2 given over there. And the same you can write b into b multiply b for the square, or you can write instead of that math dot pow function, and you have to write b is the number and their power is 2 given in the program. Math dot pow p raised to power 2 and b raised to power 2 and the square root of whole the formula to find the value of h. Now print the output, whatever the right angle triangle is, the output will come in the variable h. You have to print their output here. Now one more bracket will be closed here, sorry, not here, before the semicolon you have to close the bracket. Now save your program, shortcut key Ctrl plus S. Now compile your program. There is no need of that program. Now compile your program. Still any error will be there. We have to find out the error. sqrt math.pow. No need of bracket here. Compile. No syntax error you can see at the bottom of the window. Now your program is correct. close. Question 2 we have, execute your program. Okay, pass the value of, just for example I have passed the value of P 8 and the B value 3. Now how to discuss third question of your work. Write a program, input a number and evaluate the result based on the number entered by the user. First we have to find out the natural logarithm of the number, second absolute value of a number, third square root of a number, fourth cube of a number, and random number between 0 and 1. First we are finding, I will just put a comment, one by one I will show you each and every function which is asked in the third question. Now here first it will ask in the question is to find out the natural logarithm of a number. To find out the natural logarithm we have to use math.log function to find out the logarithm of a number. For that we have to use function math.log, and one argument we are passing in the logarithm function. Here we have created a class with the name of Q3 and passing a value through the user at the runtime. That's why we have created a scanner class object with the name of SC, and we are passing the value of the variable A of double data type through the user at the runtime. Double data type, that's why we have user method next double value assigned to the variable A. Now first we are finding math.log. Math.log output will go to the variable X. Next he is asking absolute value of a number. Absolute means it will return the positive value. Absolute function is always return the output in the positive value. Either you pass in the negative or positive, always output come in the positive value by using the absolute function, that is math.abs, and passing one argument, that is we are passing the variable name A in the math. Output will come to the variable Y. Now square root of a number, third part, square root of a number. In this also we are finding the square root of a number, passing one argument in the function. Whatever the output will come for the square root of a number, that we are assigning to the variable Z. Next we are finding the cube root of a number. For that we have to use a formula CBRT to find the cube root of a number. We are passing an argument name, that is A. We have taken a variable, passing this output. For the output we have taken a different variable of same type, that is double. One variable we have taken a I. Output will goes to the variable I. Next, random number between 0 and 1. To find out the random number between 0 and 1, for that we have to execute the loop. For that we are using here for loop. Value start from 0, it will execute till 1. Any value it will read from 0 to 1 position. One by one value get incremented here, and using here random function to return the output of random means any value it will return, randomly value it will return between 0 and 1, but both the value we have passed in that double data type. Whatever the output will come, that goes to the variable J. In this way you have to print the different variable. For the outside the loop I am printing here system.out.println. First I am printing here the logarithm. Output will come in the variable X, name of the variable X. Output of the log will come in the X variable. In the same way you print the different output of different values here. Next you have to print absolute value goes to the variable Y. In the same way you have to print the value for the square root goes to the output in Z variable. And the next, cube root of a number, we have assigned the variable I. Output will goes to the variable I for the cube root of a number, and the random will goes to the J. Already we have printed here in the loop. Now save, shortcut control plus S. Now compile. You can see at the bottom of the window no syntax error will be there. Now close and execute your program main function, then enter the value of A. Just for example, a value have passed here 6.23. You can see there their absolute value, their logarithm value, their square root of a number, their cube root of a number, and their random value between 0 to 1. That are the random value between 0 to 1 are printing on the screen. Whenever we are executing our program, if we are using random function, always it will display any value. To discuss question number 4 of your book. In an examination, you have appeared for 3 subjects: physics, chemistry and biology. Write a program in Java to calculate the average marks obtained and finally display the marks in rounded off form. Here we have create a class with the name of sum. You can give any name to your class because we are passing a value through the user at the runtime. That's why we have import the package util. In this program, here we have create a main method through which our program will execute. Now here we have created a scanner class object with the name of SC. It will read a value through the object with the name of SC. Here we have taken a different variable with the name of PCB, physics, chemistry and bio, and to find out average we have taken a variable, fourth variable with the name of AVJ. All are of double data type. First value of physics we are passing through the user at the runtime because we have taken in the double data type. That's why we have used here method next double. That value goes to the variable P. Next here enter the value of C. We are passing the value of the variable C, that is chemistry, and we are converting that value into the double, and that value we are assigning to the variable C. In the same way, we are reading the value of biology with the help of a object of scanner class SC dot next double. It will return that fractional value to the variable B. Now physics, chemistry, bio, first we are doing their addition total, then we are dividing the total marks by 3 to find out their average, and there is no need because we have taken a variable in the double data type, and output will go to the variable AVJ. Whatever the output of AVJ come, we have to convert that into the round off form because we want the output into the rounded form, because in this question it is clearly written over there, finally display the marks in rounded off form. For the rounded off form we have to use function round, math.round. Round function will exist in the maths class to find out the average of the rounded form. For that we have using math.round, and we have passed one argument in the round function with the name of average, and printing their output on the screen by using the output statement system.out.println. Now save your program, Ctrl+S, shortcut key, then compile your program. You can see no syntax error at the bottom of the window. Then close, execute your program by clicking on the main and pass the value of P. Here I have given a value like 0.5, 1.5, again 1.5, that is 3, because it will answer is 3.5. 3.5 divided by 3 is 1.5, and we want the output in the round form. If the value is greater than after 0.5, then it will add on that value, otherwise it will return the same value in the round function. So average of this number is 3. I will show you one more output of this program. Here I have given a value 0.7 of physics. Here I have given a 1.5. Again I have passed here 1.5 for the chemistry and the bio. Now total is there 3. Whatever the rounded form, it will return their output on the screen by using the round function. Now I think all of you clear how to use round function to find out their total and their average and printing their rounded form. Next program we are going to discuss here to calculate the radius of a circle. To calculate the radius, here I have given a class name just for example, radius. Now select all and delete this. Then you have to start writing a program here to find out their radius. First you have to import java.util.star. Now next line is public class, have given a class name is here radius. You can give any name of your choice. Next you have to use main method, public static void main to execute your program. In this we have to pass a string argument. Here argument name I have taken here args. Is here args to find out the area of circle by using the formula r is equal to square root of 7 multiplied by area upon 22. Here we have to pass the area through the user at the runtime. For that we have created a scanner class object with the name of sc new scanner system.in, because we are passing the value through the user. That value goes to the object sc of the scanner class, taken a two variable of double data type with the name of a and r for the radius and a we have taken for the area of the circle. Both are of double data type. It means it will contain a fractional value. We are giving the value of the area through the user. System.out.println enter the area. We are giving in the fractional format. That's why we have used here next double method. It will read the value through the scanner object, that is sc, and that value assigned to the variable a, that is area. Mat.sqrt, because formula to find out the radius given in your book also. Sqrt 7 multiply a upon 22, that is the formula, because square root of given over there. The output will come to the variable r, that the radius of the circle. Now after that you have